Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here. Holy cow, am I excited to tell you about a first ever event that I'm going to be hosting on Tuesday, September 26th. You may have heard me mention in previous episodes that September 26th is National Situational Awareness Day, and I wanted to do something bodacious on that day. So what I came up with was to do a live 2-hour web-based training program on situational awareness for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence environments. This is the same content that your company or your agency or your organization or your department would get if you hosted a live event where you have me there in front of your people, but only at a fraction of the cost of hosting a live event. This is a wonderful opportunity to get your employees dialed in on the importance of situational awareness. Attendees will learn the essentials for how to develop and maintain situational awareness while working in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. This program will share a 3-step process for developing situational awareness and offer some best practices for how to make accurate predictions of future events, hopefully in time to avoid bad outcomes. The training will be followed by a live question and answer session. Again, this program contains the same content that you would get if you were hosting a live classroom event. If you're interested, it's going to be on Tuesday, September 26th, and the times are 11 to 1 Eastern Time. So you can just back that off for whatever time zone you're in. If you want more information or you want to register, visit samatters.com/live, samatters.com/live. To accommodate time for questions and answers at the end of the training, I'm going to limit the number of agencies and organizations that can register, and I fully expect that this is going to fill up fast, so don't wait to register. I announced this last week, and I already have 12 agencies registered. And to be completely honest, I'm not sure if and when I'll do something like this again. I'm just going to see how this one works out, and then I'm going to go from there and see if it's a viable concept for providing this kind of training. Okay, that's enough of the pre-show stuff. Roll that podcast intro. Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Jason Corthell from the City of Pearland Fire Department. You're listening to the SA Matters radio show with Dr. Rich Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming and time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 177 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SA Matters mission is simple: to help you see the bad things coming and time to avoid bad outcomes. Did you know that I've been sharing the message of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making in live program events for 12 years now, and have trained just over 59,000 students, including first responders, industrial workers, military personnel, business leaders, medical professionals, utility workers, aviation workers, and more. Really, this is a message for anybody who works in an environment that is high-risk and high-consequence. If you or someone you know could benefit from training on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making, ask them to reach out to me by visiting the SA Matters website and clicking on the Contact Us tab. If you're new to this podcast, you've got some homework to do by going back and listening to past episodes, because I've released a new episode every Tuesday. Never missed a week for more than 3 years. No other podcast focused on improving worker safety even comes close to this track record, and I do this for you, the listeners of this show. You truly inspire me. And let me say this, I'm here for the long run. And for so long as I'm able, I'll continue to share this message, a message of hope, a message of inspiration, and a message of encouragement for everyone who works in high-risk, high-consequence environments. I want to make sure you know how to develop and maintain strong situational awareness, and you know how to make quality, high-risk decisions. I'm dedicated to improving your safety and your survival, and to helping you accomplish the most important goal of all, to go home to the ones who love you. And speaking of sharing the message, I'm coming to you today from Chesapeake, Virginia, where I'm in town to deliver a 2-day situational awareness program for the Chesapeake Fire Department and for other responders throughout the region. I'm still amazed about the 2 programs I did a few weeks ago in Evansville, Indiana, and I just can't stop thinking about it and talking about the amazing job that Evansville Fire Chief Mike Conley did in getting sponsorships for that event. From Chief Conley's effort, this 2-day training event that I did cost his department, you ready for this? $0. That's right, nothing. He paid for everything with sponsorships. I tell departments all the time they can host great training events, mine or someone else's, at no cost by getting sponsors. Usually this suggestion is met with skepticism, but not in Chief Conley's case. He said to me, "Show me how." And I did. And Chief Conley went out and asked for sponsors. And he told me it really wasn't very hard to get companies to step up and offer financial assistance. Sponsors for the Evansville program included Vectern. That's their gas and electric utility company, their combined gas and electric, serving Evansville and other regions of Indiana. Gas and electric companies are great sponsors because they work so closely with fire departments and because they can send employees to the training. Yep, that's right. Situational awareness is vitally important for those who work in the gas and electric fields too. Deaconess Hospital, they were a sponsor. Hospitals are great sponsors because they work so closely with the responders who attended this program, fire and EMS. And they can send hospital employees to this training too. Yep. Situational awareness is important for medical professionals. The University of Southern Indiana was a sponsor. Great sponsor too. They provided the event. Universities make good sponsors because they like to partner in their community, and their security personnel can attend the training as well. Campus safety and security, people need situational awareness. You see how this is working. Other sponsors included the Evansville Firefighters Credit Union, Old National Bank, Global Emergency Products, Hoosier Fire and Equipment, Mission Barbecue, Public Safety Medical, and Siegel's Uniforms. In all, Chief Conley was able to raise $15,000. That funded the program, a situational awareness book for every attendee, paid for the venue, and provided lunch for all the attendees for both days, and left him with some money left over because all of that didn't total $15,000. I tell departments with limited budgets all the time that this is the way to go. And it is. If you want to host a program but you have limited resources, contact me. And I'll help you to do what Evansville did. Host a program that costs your department nothing. Where the will is strong, a way can be found. And folks, this training is a game changer. And how do I know that? The attendees tell me all the time. They tell me after class. They tell me during class. They send me emails. They post it on my social media. They post it on their social media. Just pay attention, and you'll see what all the hype is about. Understanding how to develop and maintain situational awareness truly can save your life. There is no simpler way to say it. One of the questions I get asked a lot by readers of the blog and listeners to the podcast are, when are you coming to my area? I want to attend a program. Or where are you going to be next? Great questions, and I've made the answer really easy to find out. I created a link on the homepage of my website for the upcoming events. All you have to do is just click the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Event Schedule. Which box was that, Rich? That was the blue box. Oh, okay. Here's something else you need to know. If you want to save some money hosting a program, and seriously, who doesn't want to save some money, right? You can host a program at a reduced cost by doing something that I call companion programs. You might have heard me mention this on a previous podcast episode or two, that I do companion programs on adjoining days to other programs. So if you see I'm delivering a program within a couple hours of your department, and you think you might want to tag along on an adjoining day as a companion, contact me, and you can save as much as 20% off the program costs by being a companion. I do 20 or 30 a year of those. No one ever complains about saving money. That truly is a win-win scenario. Okay, in today's feature segment, I'm going to explore the need to know how much time it takes, or how much time it's going to take, for workers to complete a task, and how that is an important component in the formation of situational awareness. And when I'm done with the feature segment, stick around and I'll tell you where you can attend an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop event. Who knows, maybe I'm going to be right in your state or right in your county soon. Your highest level of situational awareness is formed when you're able to make accurate predictions about future events. We call this projection, and it simply means you're able to predict or project the future. This is accomplished through mental models you develop in your head that are formed by your training and your experiences. But for supervisors, it requires more than training and experience to make accurate predictions of the future. Expectations. As you assess a situation and make predictions about future events, you form expectations about outcomes. For example, if a group of employees are working on a critical project or task with a pressing deadline, and it maybe even has some risk and consequences looming in the balance based on the outcome of their performance and decisions, the supervisor must establish certain expectations about the situation and how it will unfold as the team finds success or failure. However, there is a second expectation that is every bit as important as the expectation of the outcome, and that is one that is often overlooked by supervisors. How long? The second expectation that should be on the mind of a supervisor is how long. How long should it take for the team to accomplish the task? In situations that are high risk, high consequence, time compressed with changing conditions, there is not an infinite amount of time. Solving problems usually means within a finite window of opportunity, and if not accomplished by the deadline, the consequences are greater, sometimes even tragic. The magic number. What is the amount of time a team should allocate to the task to be successful? I get asked this question a lot when I'm having this discussion, especially with firefighters. Unfortunately, the answer is complex because there's so many variables that determine how long it should take for a team to accomplish their objective. One way a supervisor can be more accurate at predicting the time to the completion of tasks is to measure it in advance. Overestimating a team's ability. When a team is assigned to perform a task, the supervisor should make a calculation about how long it's going to take for the team to accomplish that task. But unless the team has practiced the task together recently under similar conditions, gaining experience with the task, how does a supervisor really know the amount of time it should take for the task to get completed? The dangers of a miscalculation. Guessing wrong in the amount of time it should take a team to complete a high-risk task can have some significant consequences. First, if the supervisor underestimates the time, they may find themselves excusing away their miscalculation and simply extending the deadline. This may happen several times, and with each extension, the situation may be drifting toward failure. Slowly, but often predictably. Second, the supervisor may become preoccupied with the team's failure to complete the task in the expected amount of time. This frustration can draw attention away from the big picture clues and lead to the attention of the supervisor being focused on the team's inability to get the task done in the prescribed time. In fact, there can be such a preoccupation with the perceived failure to complete a task that big picture situational awareness is eroded due to this hyper-focus. The solution to this problem is a two-step process. First, ensure teams train together, performing realistic tasks in repetitive ways to build proficiencies and efficiencies in their coordination and communications. Second, teams and tasks should be timed so supervisors know without a doubt how long it takes to accomplish a task by a given team. Third, supervisors should observe teams during training events to make first-hand assessments of each team member's abilities and deficiencies. This means when teams are training, supervisors should be present and participating, not necessarily in the hands-on task itself that the team is performing, but rather in observation of the teams and the tasks and the time it's taking for completion. We all know that employees have a wide array of knowledge, skills, and abilities. These variations need to be taken into consideration when assessing the time to task completion for teams. Timing teams during training and practice evolutions helps everyone begin to appreciate the wide variation in team members' abilities and their knowledge, and this will be helpful in forming and maintaining the situational awareness of supervisors of the team and the team's abilities. If you've experienced or witnessed a near miss in your work environment and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, contact me by visiting the SAMatters.com website and clicking on the Contact Us tab at the top of the homepage. Think about this for a moment. The lessons learned from your worksite near miss event could save someone else's life. That's really powerful. If you want to share your experience, contact me. If you want to send me feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Just visit the SA Matters website and click the Contact Us link, or shoot me a message on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the companies, organizations, agencies that have hosted some great training for their employees on situational awareness. I do this to show my appreciation of those who put forth the effort to organize, advertise, and fund great training experiences. Recent programs included the NASA Glenn Research Center in Cleveland, Ohio, where the audience was scientists, engineers, federal agents, first responders, facility managers, and medical personnel. The Tennessee Safety and Health Conference, where the audience was safety managers from business and industry. Evansville, Indiana, in conjunction with the Indiana Fire Chiefs Association, where the audience was first responders. Redmond, Washington, firefighters, EMS personnel, and police officers were at that one. And Lexington County, South Carolina, where the audience was first responders. Now, you heard me mention last week, I was supposed to go to Houston, Texas for programs on August 26th and 27th, but the host asked me to postpone those because of Hurricane Harvey. And it was about to reach landfall. In fact, the day after I was going to arrive, it was going to reach landfall. And we didn't know at the time, they didn't know at the time just how bad it was going to be. And we all know just how bad it turned out to be. Please consider reaching out and supporting your favorite charity and helping those in the greater Houston area who have been devastated by the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. I certainly didn't resist the opportunity to reschedule that program. I'm thankful that I did, and I'm looking forward to visiting my friends, many friends that I have in the Houston area, and you're on my mind and I've reached out to many of them, and thankfully they're all safe, and the first responders are working very hard to help those in need. I'm very thankful to the presentation opportunities that I have on the horizon. If you're interested in joining me in an upcoming situational awareness tour stop event, right now I'm on my second day of the program in Chesapeake, so that one will be kind of hard to attend. But September 13 and 14, I'll be in Richmond, Virginia. September 18 and 19, Topeka, Kansas. September 20, Kansas City. September 21, Davis, California. September 27th, Dallas, Texas. And for the month of October, I'm taking the SA Matters Tour International big time with 3 programs in Australia on October 3rd in Sydney, October 4 in Melbourne, October 5 and 6 in Perth. Then the tour marches on to New Zealand for programs on October 9th in Christchurch, October 10 in Wellington, October 11 and 12 in Auckland. Then the tour marches onward to the Netherlands for programs on October 16, 17, and 18 in Amsterdam. And finally, the tour marches onward for its final stop in Belgium for programs on October 23, 24, and 25. In case you were keeping track, that's 14 programs and 77 flight hours in 28 days across a bazillion time zones. This is by far the craziest SA Matters tour stop event I've ever orchestrated. If you want to see the location of all the upcoming SA Matters tour stops, head over to the SA Matters website, click on that blue box I talked about on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Events, and check back often because it's always changing. If you're interested in hosting a program, there's still a couple dates left in November and December. You can just contact me through the website. I'm very actively booking programs for 2018 right now, too. So if you think your company, agency, association, regional conference, state conference, or national conference might be interested in hosting a situational awareness program, just have somebody reach out to me. I make the process really easy, I promise. The last time I was delivering programs in southwest Minnesota, I stopped by and visited the sponsor of this podcast show, Midwest Fire. Midwest Fire is a fire truck manufacturing company that makes amazing, all-poly-bodied fire apparatus, and it's changing the industry. If you haven't checked them out, you need to. Just go to MidwestFire.com. That's MidwestFire.com. Anyhow, while I was there, I got a chance to sit down and talk to some of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. Here I got a chance to ask account executive Dalton Lingbeck about the all-poly design of Midwest Fire trucks. Let's listen in. Okay, Dalton, I see in the advertisements that one of the things that differentiates Midwest Fire from their competitors is this all-poly design. So what does that mean, all poly? Describe that for me.
Yeah, well, poly is actually pretty common in the industry. Poly tanks are seen inside bodies all over. Manufacturers do them all the time. They've started around the 80s, I believe. But all poly means that our tank and body is all poly integrated. It's one big superstructure. You're not sliding a tank inside of a body. You're not sliding a tank anywhere. It's actually one big built body that we do, and it's made of 3/4-inch copolymer. It's extremely durable, and it's industrial grade, and it's the kind of poly you can beat the crap out of.
Okay, well, I'm a little bit of a skeptic there because you say that poly is durable, and I own a lot of things that are plastic. In fact, I was just at home last week, and we had this appliance that had plastic parts on it, and I accidentally dropped it on the floor, and it didn't shatter, but it just cracked so easy, and and I only dropped it, a couple of feet. So I'm a skeptic. When you say poly is durable, I think of poly or plastic as something that isn't durable, that's going to crack easy or dent easy. So you got to convince me on this one.
Well, yeah, trucks and shoes definitely come up with poly. But let me grab down here something really quick. As you can probably see on the screen right now, this is a piece of poly that we use. It is the same type of material, the same thickness. It's 3/4-inch. And what you might notice on here is it has bullet holes. So basically, if you trust a bulletproof vest to take bullet holes, when they first tested it, they wanted to shoot holes through it and see if it worked. And you couldn't shoot holes through it. So what do? We did the same exact thing. we wanted to shoot holes in the theory that poly wasn't durable and poly wasn't reliable. And we tried to shoot holes through it, but you can see right here, the bullets actually could not go through. And there's actually a bullet stuck in the bottom of this one because it wouldn't get all the way through. Now, truth be told, there was one weapon that did go through this piece of poly, and it was a 30-06 high caliber rifle. It did go through, but that's a 30-06 high caliber rifle.
So it was a 45 caliber on the other side?
Yep.
And so what I'm looking at is essentially there's marks on the poly where the bullets hit, but as you show me the backside, it didn't go all the way through.
No, yeah, and the backside doesn't even have any dents on the backside.
Huh.
Actually, when we were doing this test video, one of the bullets, I think it was on the 380, actually bounced off and back towards the person that shot the piece of poly. So no, the bullets did not go through. They actually either stuck in there or they bounced off.
Okay.
That's how strong this stuff actually is.
All right, so there you have it, right from the horse's mouth, shooting holes, literally, in the concept that poly is not a durable product on which to build a fire truck. So if you're interested in learning more, check them out at MidwestFire.com. Thank you to Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison and all your staff for your awesome commitment to improving the safety of first responders. I really appreciate your support of my mission. Hey, if you're not part of the SA Matters community of learners yet, what are you waiting on? There's more than 9,000 people connected here on SA Matters, sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to train employees to be critical thinkers and resilient problem solvers. Joining is free. Joining also gets you my monthly email newsletter that contains featured content from the blog and the podcast. It's the best way for us to stay in touch with each other. The easiest way to join is to text SA Matters to 22828. That's the letter S, as in Sam, the letter A, as in Adam, and the word matters, all together. SA Matters, all one word, to 22828. You get a message back about getting access to my program handouts because I use this during the live events to give people the access to program handouts. So you'll get a program handout so you can see what a program is all about and what things are being taught. So you can just consider that a bonus for signing up to be a member. You can also get connected with me on Twitter by following @Rich Gasaway on Twitter. There are about 17,000 people connected with me on my 2 Twitter channels, and thank you for that. You can also get connected with me on LinkedIn by searching for Rich Gasaway. There's about 9,000 connected with me on LinkedIn. Thank you for that. You can also watch my YouTube videos on SA Matters TV on YouTube channel. That's SA Matters TV, all together, SA Matters TV on YouTube. The videos have had over 500,000 downloads, and thank you for that. You can also get connected with me on Facebook by liking the SA Matters page on Facebook, and about 3,000 people have done that, and thank you for that. If you're wondering, why do I have so many platforms? There's the blog and the podcast and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and an online academy and now the virtual event and books and videos and live events. Oh my, why? Because I know that not everyone consumes their content the same way, on the same platform. And I'm trying to reach all the people I can on the platform that they prefer most. Well, that's it. Episode 177 is complete. Thank you to our awesome podcast sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all of the companies, agencies, and organizations that have hosted live events. Thank you to our more than 800 online academy students. Thank you to those who have signed up for the virtual live training on September 26th. And most importantly, thank you, the listeners of this podcast show, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.